Hi, and welcome back. Denise Watson here to talk to you a little more about mindfulness and mindful eating and how they can be used as tools to help end dieting, to improve your health both mentally and physically, as well as improve the quality of your life. We talked about what mindfulness is, and it's defined as focusing one's full attention in the present moment on the thoughts, the feelings, and sensations and without judgment, just acknowledging them, observing them, and not judging them. And we talked about how this is beneficial, and it comes down to being more aware. 90 to 95% of our actions throughout the day are unconscious. So becoming aware of what our thoughts are that are creating our emotions, that are dictating our behavior. So this being mindful allows you to become aware and make a choice, make changes in that behavior rather than just reacting habitually or emotionally. And so today I'd like to take that just a step further, and really diving a little deeper into why we have those thoughts. And oftentimes it's a subconscious belief. We react emotionally and we have no idea why. So if you take it a step back, what beliefs, what perceptions do you have that are creating those thoughts, creating that emotion, which is driving your behavior, and which ultimately is creating your reality, your life. Your life is the result of your choices. So if you have some places where you'd like to make some changes in your general life, or definitely with food, your behavior with food, this is the place to start. So let me just explain what those beliefs could look like. So say you have a long commute on your way to work, like I do, and my coworker, and we both have the same experience. We, have people cutting us off and riding our bumper, and I get upset. I am flipping off the drivers. I am honking my horn and angry. Have road rage. So why is it that I have this anger and my coworker has none? Well, if I take a look back and look at my beliefs, I could say, well, it's because all those drivers are ignorant. They're all stupid. They don't know how to drive. Or that, that space was mine. They didn't need to take my space, or my time is more valuable, or I'm more important. Or look at that piece of junk car that just cut me off. Look at me in my shiny car. I'm more important, obviously. Or that person in the shiny car just cut me off, the jerk. He probably thinks he's pretty hot stuff. All of these beliefs create my anger, which create a physical response and my behavior. But now I get to work and I'm agitated, I'm tense, my jaw's aching from clenching it, my muscles are tight, my heart is pounding. Or my coworker had the same exact experience, but had a different belief. She thought, well, maybe that person's in a big hurry. Maybe they have an emergency. That's fine. This is the traffic I have to deal with to get to work. This is my job. This is the city I choose to live in. So it's okay. It's just the way it is. It's happening, and I'm just observing it, but I'm not judging it. So the belief about that drive makes all the difference in your emotions, in your behavior, and ultimately in the way the day goes. So when we apply this same deep diving into our relationship with food, into our beliefs about our food and body, we can do the same thing. We've all spent years, some of us decades, trying to control our behavior with food, trying to manhandle, use our willpower to control that behavior, and it's obviously not working. So behavior, though, is further downstream of the problem. So if we go back up to our evaluating our emotions, observing our emotions and our thoughts, and even as far back to our beliefs, here's where we need to make the change in order to change our behaviors, to change our reality, change our existence. So, did you grow up with the belief that you needed to be thin to be happy? Was this behavior modeled for you? Was food judged as good or bad? These beliefs are subconscious and drive our emotion, create our behavior. So, pretty common in our culture that we get that message from the media that we need to be thin to be happy, we need to be thin to be lovable and accepted and approved. And maybe that was modeled in our households, by our family, by those that we want to be loved and accepted by. If perhaps your mom was a dieter. She, maybe never said fat was bad, but just her behavior with food, telling you that she's on a diet, she needs to lose fat, tells you that fat is bad, I'm bad if I have fat, and you learn this behavior. So it's almost like a religion. It's body image worship, food religion, good food, bad food. This is what's most valuable in life when we know deep down that that's not actually the case. But just like a religion, you were taught that this was important. You were taught that this is the way it is, even though, your friend down the street was taught a different religion, and that's what she believes to be true. It's very similar. So it's deciding if this religion is working for you. Is this belief worthy of all of your time and energy and all the suffering that it's most likely creating because of the emotion, the guilt and shame that it creates when you can't follow your diet rules, your food restrictive rules, when you've got shame because you're not thin like you believe you need to be or society's telling you you need to be. And so then that creates the behavior of overeating, binge eating because of the guilt and shame. So rather than continue to fight the behavior, let's take a step back and change the belief that's driving those emotions and those behaviors and creating your reality. So taking a chance or taking a moment to, observe your thoughts, observe, writing down perhaps your beliefs when you recognize that there's some emotion coming up or even some sensations in your body which are telling you there's something stressful going on, which is stemming from your thoughts, which is coming from your beliefs. Writing down what's behind that and getting to the bottom of what's driving your emotions and behaviors so that you can begin to make changes and get to where you want to be. So let's start practicing with, every aspect of your life, with definitely with food, where those beliefs are driving your behavior with food, and start to become aware and start to recognize what's working for you and what's not, so that you can begin to make some change. If you create this new belief, which actually science shows can change your physiology, the neurochemicals in the brain change, that electricity, the energy from those neurochemicals changes, the biochemistry in our blood changes. All of this can turn on or off our genes, as well as the food that you eat is information to the body, the perceptions, the beliefs that you have is information for the body, which goes to the nervous system, which trickles down to all of our cells, again, turning on or off our genes. So if you begin to make this change, eating mindfully becomes more natural. It's pretty intrinsic when and intuitive when you give up this belief that you need to be a certain way. But otherwise, we're going to be talking a little bit more about specific practices that can help to get you there as well. So start practicing and start becoming aware and mindful of what's going on in the moment when you sense tension in the body, sensations in the body, emotions that are strong, positive or negative, and start to see what beliefs are driving those emotions and behaviors. And join me again in the next video. We'll get more into those simple, easier practices to help you be more mindful. Thanks. We'll see you soon.